So yeah, we're here with Andre de la Tejera.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, second place, RGV Got Talent. How'd that feel?
It was good. Um, really, I mean, it was like I said at the thing. I did my Phantom of the Opera whole mini Broadway show, and that was it. I was just happy to do it. I didn't care at that point if I had gotten first place or not. It would have been cool, obviously, but I got to do it, and it was a lot of fun. People seemed to like it, so I was like, yeah, I'm happy with this.
It was long, right? By that point, you were
Yeah,
tired. Everybody was tired.
it was. I mean, like the whole competition was long.
Yeah, that was like 12 weeks.
Yeah, go to like 3 months and change or so. I mean, yeah, it was tiring, especially because it was on a Sunday, and I'm a teacher, right, a high school teacher, so I had to get to work the next day, and I was dead every Monday, but it was a lot of fun. Afterwards, I was like, man, what am I gonna do now on my weekends? Got nothing to do.
It was your whole life for 3 months.
Kind of, yeah.
But so let's go back to how'd you hear about the show in the first place?
Just on Facebook. I was scrolling through Facebook some day during in the summer, late July, and yeah, I just saw it there posted. I think a friend of mine shared it, or I don't know, but I saw it and I was like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot. I've been going to karaoke spots here and there for a couple of years now, just to have fun on the weekends or whatever. And a couple of friends that I've made at these places, I saw them posting that, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try it, I'm gonna try out. And a lot of them didn't,
Yeah.
except for one guy, Alex. He's the only guy that I knew before the competition.
Alex
Uh-huh.
from the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the PC audition with?
What was it? I think it was "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen.
Oh, okay, yeah. You were in the second week or the first?
The first week.
First week.
Yeah, I remember I wasn't terribly happy with how it came out, because I've done that song at karaoke a good few times, and it's come out better. That was one of the worst versions of that song that I've done. Listening back to it, I was like, oh my god, those notes were ugh.
Yeah.
Might have just been like nerves or something, but it was good enough, I guess.
Being on that stage was interesting because I couldn't hear myself a lot. Well, we didn't have monitors that were coming back to us, right?
No, we didn't. It was all just the house speakers.
Yeah, and at the beginning, all the difficulties, the tracks kept stopping or restarting.
Yeah, they were streaming all the tracks. It kept pausing. I think there was one night, I forget which night it was, but my mic, while I was singing, the mic just kind of like the battery died for a couple seconds, and then it came back. I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this now.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. I mean, and it would really suck if, like, you're doing a track, right? And of course, you don't have the words, so you have to count to come in. Let's say if the intro's not so obvious, or there's not a beat drop or chord change, it's just like the same. That's the issue I had when I did Chasing Cars. That's why I didn't use a track, because it's just the same two notes repeating for an exact amount of measures before you come in.
Okay.
And if the track were to cut off and come back, I was like, I have no idea where I'm at.
You get lost in the count.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't want to risk that. I'm just going to use my guitar and do it.
Yeah, I mean, that works too.
Yeah, that was the nice thing about playing. You play a little bit, though, right?
Yeah, I play a little. I've been playing guitar and piano longer than I've been singing, but I didn't really, I guess, work super hard at getting good at them. Because most of what I play on guitar is just like, I listen to a lot of metal, a lot of like European power metal that nobody knows about. And I play a lot of that. So it's all just electric and power chords, fast tremolos and melodies and all that stuff. So I didn't really get too much into learning chords. I don't play acoustic very much. And then, when it sounds like, oh, it's time to accompany yourself when you're doing your songs. It's like, crap.
Yeah,
I should have learned a couple songs to do that. But
Yeah, acoustic night. You had to accompany yourself, or
yeah, for
was
that
it
one
fun?
I did piano instead.
Yeah. Um, we'll talk about that week because that week was a very interesting week
Yeah, that was a
for
weird. That was a
for
weird one for
you.
me.
And but I want to go back to the beginning to week one.
Hmm.
I don't remember if it was week one or two, but you did a Queen song.
The first week was Queen. The audition was Queen. And then for the first, I guess, official night,
Hmm.
when they told us we can do whatever, I did Lion
Oh, you
King.
did Lion King. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So the audition was the Queen,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you pulled out the star sunglasses and
Yeah.
took off the ponytail.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I figured, might as well do a little, have a little fun with it.
Yeah. And then you did Lion King,
Mm-hmm.
and you did Lion King, and the from your audition piece. I mean, you could obviously sing, reach those notes, and great and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I heard you do the Lion King, I was like, wow, this you can really get into a character.
Yeah, I've just been something that I've liked to do for a while. Like back in high school, some people might know what it is. There's an old show on Adult Swim, Metalocalypse.
Yeah, I know
Cartoon.
it is.
Yeah, you know what it is. Cartoon about a metal band, and they have really like it's like two guys doing all the voices, and it was such a funny and cool show, and I really liked the music, and I just started imitating the voices. So I guess I just got good at just doing voices and stuff, imitating people. So whenever I do like a song that has like a musical song, um, it just feels natural to just kind of get into the character and try to imitate the voice. And for
Mhm.
that song, it was particularly hard because they're like 7-year-old kids, so that's really really high.
Yeah, I mean that was surprising that you were able to hit all those notes and you had your main flowing.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it's a Lion King, so you gotta let the hair down.
Yeah, I remember that yeah, that was a great performance.
Yeah, that one I was pretty happy with.
Then we go to week two. Week two is Rock Week.
That's right. What did I do? Oh yeah, I did Rebel Yell.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And that one, yeah, I was debating because, like I said, I listened to a lot of metal, and I was thinking of doing this one song that I really like, but then I thought, it's a really cool song, but nobody knows it. Might as well do something that people kind of know. 'Cause you gotta take the crowd into consideration or whatever. And so I just, Rebel Yell's a good one. It's nice and strong. You can get energetic, have fun with it. But it was kind of lame because I had this, I think like I was gonna do something for the finale. I forget what I was gonna do. Like I had this. I wore it later on for Elvis. I had this like puffy shirt that I was gonna like take off the jacket and be like, wow, look at me wearing
Yeah.
a pirate shirt or whatever, and do some crazy stuff with the notes in the end for the final chorus. But they cut it off right during the solo, the breakdown section, so I didn't get to finish the song. I was like, oh man, oh well, whatever. It was good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That's another reason I chose to do guitar instead of use the track for chasing cars because that song is 4 minutes.
Mm.
I don't know where they're gonna let me for the 4 minutes. And the main part where it's like really rock or I can really do it my own was at the end
Mm-hmm.
because the first 3 minutes or whatever is just the same. So yeah, and then that one of the comments I got was it was a little too fast. I'm like, well, you're only giving us like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Try to get through the whole song.
I remember people being like, I guess, concerned about that, but I seem to remember it being like it has to be at least 2.5 minutes.
That's what instructions said, at least 2.5, but then they started cutting
And
off
yeah,
at
but
two
they
and a half.
started cutting people off, and I don't know, benefit of doubt. I guess it was just like they figured, all right, the song is kind of over. There's not much left for the end, so we can just cut it here, which is kind of lame if there's something cool you're building up to at the end, but there's like a little bit of a pause. So yeah, like you say, it's if you got to do that, accompanying yourself is the way to go.
Yeah, it was better. Then we go to that week did you get in a top 3 finish or no?
I don't
Or week 2?
remember. I don't think so. Maybe,
I know
but
Aldo won. He did the Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Did her live.
Yeah, he did. No, I don't know. The only one that I remember getting in the top that I didn't get number one was when I did Frank Sinatra. I remember getting in the
So
top.
that's the following week. Yeah. So you came in your tuxedo.
Yeah.
You came with so this week was sing something you're proud to be or proud of.
Yeah. There you go. Something you're proud of. So yeah, there's like figures like, oh, this is a good song because it's my way.
Mm-hmm.
So you're proud to do things your way and all that. I told my little story about going to New York and.
Yeah, so you talked a little bit about going to New York. So what exactly was that? Was it like a show, a tour that you're doing?
Oh no! It was it was another competition. Cause I've been taking lessons with the professional tutor for a couple of years, and she told me there's this competition. It's American Protege based out of New York City, and anybody can enter. It's online, and there's a bunch of different age ranges and categories, kind of like boxing with weight classes. There's like elementary, middle school, high school, college, adult professional, adult amateur, and each one of those has different genre categories. Jazz, Broadway, classical, opera. So she's like, you would do adult, amateur, and you should probably do Broadway because that's what you're best at. So you just send in a couple songs, send in the entry fee, and the first and second place winners of each of those categories, they get invited to go sing at Carnegie Hall in New York City. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot. And so I sent in a couple songs, and I won second place in adult amateur Broadway. I was like, oh my God. I think first place was like some German girl from Germany. It's like, okay. So nobody in the States beat me. That was really cool. So yeah, I went to go sing. I did Gethsemane from Jesus Christ Superstar. And I got to go sing that at Broadway. No, not Broadway. At Carnegie in New York City. And while I was there, I saw Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, and that was like really, really cool, which is what inspired the finale, but we'll get to that.
So when you're there at Carnegie Hall, what was that like?
It was really cool. It was also a bit weird because most of the other people that were there were like children or like the big chunk of them were high schoolers. Mm-hmm. There was a couple of like small, like 8-10-year-olds, but most of them were like 14 to 17, 18. And they have a little blurb that tells you about them, and it's like, oh, some of these kids they've done a lot of cool stuff. I think there was only 3 or 4 adults, and of those 3 or 4, I was the only one that kind of blended in with the young people because I still look like I'm 22 or something. There was like this older 50-year-old lady, 30-year-old lady, and everyone sang really well. And they put me at the end for some reason. They put me to close out the whole thing.
Sold out show?
It was like the people's families.
Ah, okay.
I mean, at the end, it's Carnegie Hall, so it's a little bit of a big deal. But at the end of the day, it was a talent competition.
Yeah.
No big names that are gonna draw people off the street or whatever. But it was still really cool. The hall that we performed in. It wasn't like the big main hall. It was a smaller little recital hall. But it was still very, very cool. Was it
all paid for?
Absolutely not. I think they told us like the winners get like a package, like oh, you get like $1,000 or something. And I figured, okay, well at least you can use it to pay for the plane ticket. But then because it was during COVID year, they said, never mind, we can't give you the money, but you can still come if you want. And my folks were like, of course we're gonna go. And I'm like, yeah. Well, it's just gonna cost a lot of money, but that's fine. That's fine. You don't do this very often.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So that's that story. And then the other reason I chose My Way was because like I said there, it's my dad's favorite song, and every time we go, like there's a party at my family's house or we're out somewhere and people are singing, he's like, Andre, do My Way. Come on, it's my favorite. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
I've done that song before. I did it once. At my friend's wedding last year. But what I did was did both English and Spanish.
Oh.
You know, in Spanish, a mi manera.
Yeah.
Also very popular in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I would start it like in English or no, started in Spanish and English. I kept flipping back and forth every verse.
That's really cool.
Because my friend, well, he's Hispanic, right? He's from down here,
Mm-hmm.
but his wife, and our whole family, are white from Temple, Texas.
Okay.
So I just did that little that back and forth, so they would understand something I'm saying.
Well, that's cool.
Although she speaks way better Spanish than he does. His Spanish isn't that great. She speaks it like.
It happens like that sometimes.
And then we go to week 4, acoustic night.
Okay. This one.
Yeah. So acoustic night.
Yeah.
I did an original song,
Nice.
and then so you did.
I did Elvis. I did oh my God, what's it called? Can't Help Falling in Love. That's the one.
Yeah. Okay. So that's when we had Julian.
Yeah, we had Julian.
That's
I've known
Judge.
Julian for a while, for a couple of years. I check out his band here and there. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that one was like they'd rip into me for a couple of those low notes, and I totally get it because it was really low. And
It was. And here's the thing: you sing amazing, right? And then Julian, I agree with what he said.
mm-hmm.
You have your style, you have your voice, and you do a lot of these imitations. And I mean, you can do that. That's great. But I think your own voice and your own style is already unique in itself. That can stand on its own.
Mm.
So when you were doing the Elvis, even when you did a little bit of My Way, some of it wasn't you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't your voice.
Yeah, so a little bit of Frank in there.
Yeah. And then same thing with My Way and the Elvis song at the end. Just explosions.
Yeah.
And hey, that's Andre. And then everybody's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
I mean, yeah, that's my thing, right? Like, yeah. Well, it's like, and people ask me, it's like, how Andre, how the heck are you sing so high? And I just tell them, it's like, well, listen to these bands here, these European metal bands. It's like Iron Maiden, I guess, but even more intense. Listening to those for like 10, 12 years now, and just singing along to that, you just start getting to sing higher and higher like they do. So whenever I go out and sing, I feel like I might as well, just might as well do it. And it helps. It gets people pumped up.
Well, what is that? Why do you do like some imitation? Like you just want to? You feel like something
Yeah, I guess.
you just want to? It's just like, yeah, that's what I want to do, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I guess. It's kind of like, and I get what people say about the whole like you shouldn't try imitating. You should be yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I do that. But it's also kind of like on the other hand, I guess you could say is like, I guess it's a talent in and of itself. And it's like, ooh, like it's not just saying like I'm imitating this person because I can't do it in my own voice. It's more like I'm also able to imitate this person, and if it comes out good, then cool. If not, that was a mistake.
Yeah, There's some so like going back to week 1, The Lion King sounded exactly like the recording, the soundtrack. Like you could close your eyes and be like, oh, that's the actor, the voice from Lion King.
Yeah.
So yeah, that came out really well. And the stuff Frank Sinatra and Elvis, I don't know, maybe it's just maybe so many people have tried to also imitate them, where you just hear like, oh, it's another imitation.
Yeah, that one is a lot more, but it's everyone knows that song. A lot of people do that song. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So you just kind of, you're like, I want to do this, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, and with Elvis, the problem with that one was just the key.
Yeah, that was really low for you.
Yeah, and that was the mistake, because I don't know what key it's in originally. It might be like an E or G, because you play it on guitar normally and it uses those basic chords. But I did it in C because I was doing it on the piano, and I don't accompany myself on the piano very often. So like I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna pick the easiest key. no black keys. So I just didn't. That's why I did it in C.
Okay.
And so it's like a good like 2 or 3 whole steps lower than it is, and it's already a pretty low song. So it
Yeah.
gets really, really down there, and I was like, oh. And then when I was practicing on my own, it sounded okay. And then when I'm there live, it was like, again, maybe probably the nerves. I'm like, oh crap, those are a bit rough. Come on, let's save it at the end. Jump the octave.
I remember when that happened, and I was sitting next to the stage, and as soon as you go to the end, and you just blow the whole roof, Julian just goes like,
Yeah.
he just throws his hands up in the air, and he was like, "Damn it, Andre! Could you do this for the whole performance?"
Yeah. But you know, it's like the build up, right? It's the build up. And I think it also helped that, you know, like the crowd was getting really into it, singing along to it. So that it's like, thank God they can save me from singing one more verse in that really bad low key.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the end, we saved it in the end.
Yeah, and then you made it through. Both did, and then the next week was the battle rounds.
Yeah, that's
So
mm-hmm.
I don't believe, Jonas, for 1 second that was all by chance.
Oh no,
The matchups.
The matchups.
Me and Shanti.
Yeah, no.
You and Alex. Zeke and Michael. Like it was just Alisa and Alice.
Mm-hmm.
They're just it
was too. It was too perfect.
Yeah. Like this is the wheel of fortune. I was like, you're a liar. So you got paired up with Alex.
Yeah, with Alex, and that was like, and I think everyone was under this impression that everyone, like all the pairs, had the same song. So when they told me my song, like Final Countdown, I figured, all right, Alex also has Final Countdown, and Alex, you know, Alex, he's like, he's a showman. He always puts on a really entertaining performance. So I'm like, I gotta pull out all the stops to win. So that's where all of that came from. With my big old puffy pirate shirt, I had a bandana on, bring out the guitar, play a little guitar solo, and do those crazy highs. It's like, yeah, I think that'll be good enough. And then, no, everybody got different songs. Like, oh, okay. Didn't have to try that hard, I guess.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, I didn't know how it was. Well, they kept changing it, like, leading up to that week, or Jonas and the rules, or whatever they can decide. And then Alex had... What did he do?
He did. Was that Queen and David Bowie? Under Pressure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Under Pressure. And man, it was... That was probably the battle of the night.
I mean,
between the two of you.
It was pretty... Like, he was great.
He was great. Really, and then you did a good job. And yeah, it was tough deciding between the two of you. But you ended up winning that battle, right?
Yeah. No, actually, I think it was no, yeah. I did. But then they put him in the top 3 as well.
Yeah. Which made no sense. Because it doesn't.
Yeah, like they said, like, you're not allowed, we can't do that. Yeah. But I guess, you know, I was like, whatever. I guess he did so good that we'll break the rules this time, I guess. Which is like, yeah, fair enough, I guess.
But so that how did you prepare for that one, for that battle?
Very stressfully, because like I said, I don't usually accompany myself, and I'd heard of the song, but I hadn't heard it so much that I knew all the lyrics by heart, and then on top of that, trying to accompany myself on guitar and learning the solo. Like I didn't even learn the proper solo. I just kind of like, all right, it sounds a bit like this, so I'll just, you know, it'll sound close enough and it'll sound all right. So I just spent like, you know, every day just going over it, learning the lyrics, learning the timing, and then for the chords, I think I just kind of I cheated. Well, not cheated, but like pretty much everything while I'm singing is just power chords, just a fifth. So just keep it simple. It'll sound fine. The backing track's there too, so if I flub it a bit, you know, it'll catch me. And then during the solo, I was like, "Oh yeah, this sounds really cool." And I went down on like one knee, and I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" And then I stood up and I hit my head on the microphone, and I'm like, "Oh Jesus!" And I kind of like I messed up on the timing for the ending. I'm like, "Ah, crap," but whatever. it was really fun.
Yeah. And did you cut the track yourself or?
Yeah, I found a karaoke track, so I could sing because I can't do the drums and the bass and the synths at the same time. So I found a karaoke track, and then I found another version that had no guitars, so it was just rhythm section. So I could cut out the solo, and I just spliced them together. So when I'm singing, it's the karaoke track, and then I just cut in the guitar solo. Well, I spliced in the version with no solo, so I could do the solo myself. And then once the solo ended, jump back into the normal karaoke version. And if you listen real closely, you can kind of hear the switch because the drums sound a little different between the two, but nobody's paying that much attention. So I figured it's close enough.
How much time did that take?
Not that long, a couple hours, just messing around on Audacity.
Doing it during your off period at work?
Oh, no. I think I did it, I probably did it the day before on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I mean, that performance was great. It sounded good.
That was a good one.
Did you win that week?
Yeah, that was the first one that I got first place.
Yeah. And then came Power Ballads.
Power Ballad, yeah. I don't even know. What did I do? What the heck did I... Was it Journey?
I don't remember, what you did because I showed up a little late and I don't know if I missed yours.
Let me see. Oh, no. I did Who Wants to Live Forever. That's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see that.
I did. I remember. I was thinking, no, my bad. That was Tribute Night. It might have been Faithfully, but I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, Tribute Night. So was it Tribute Night and then Power Ballads?
I don't think so. I think it was Power Ballads no, it was Tribute Night was first.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, skipping ahead. Yeah, Tribute Night.
Tribute Night, and I did. I was gonna do Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson. It's a really good song, and I figured if it's Tribute Night, it's gonna be something a bit more emotional, like a ballad, and that's one of his good ones. But then I was like, but it's MJ. He goes up there.
Yeah.
And then I remember there's one guy that I like on YouTube a lot, and he had just recently done a cover of Who Wants to Live Forever. And I didn't really know that song, but I was listening to it, and I was like, man, that's a good song. And the more I was thinking about it, I was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 days, like it was a Thursday before the show. I messaged Jonas. I was like, Jonas, I'm changing my mind. I'm doing this song. So I had like 3 days to learn the lyrics and do it. And that one came out pretty good. I liked that one.
You didn't do top 3 that week, right?
I don't know. I might have, but I don't think so.
No, because I remember Otto and Shanti got first and second. They battled against each other. They did the same song.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't remember who got third. But then comes the Power Ballad.
Yeah. That one was Faithfully. And I was like, that one I've known for ages. It's one of my favorite classic rock songs. I don't remember too much about it, so it didn't go like terribly well, but it didn't go terribly bad. So, that's all right.
Yeah, you're just always coasting by. Well, coasting at the top.
Yeah, I think, which makes sense because I think the next night was Country Night. Which was...
Yeah, so let's go at Country Night. How'd that go?
Well, like you were saying, I think at that point I was starting to get a little bit too comfy. And I would say coasting, because that was bad. It didn't feel that bad while I was singing. I kind of knew the song that I picked. My sister recommended it because I'm not big on country at all. And she was like, oh, sing this one, What Hurts the Most, Rascal Flatts. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a good song. I know that one. And I already knew the words. Like, okay, and the song's not that hard. The range isn't crazy. It's a little high, but not that bad. So I was just jamming that throughout the week, and it was good. And then that night, I think like just I just happened to because like one of the problems earlier on that was happening to a lot of people is that during the battles at the end, the bottom two, a lot of people weren't learning the song, so they'd get eliminated. So I was like, I should probably just in case. I did get into the habit of learning a bit of the songs, not as much as I should have, but in enough that I can go up there and give it a shot. So that week I was learning that song. I forget this song, but it's one of those really popular ones. I forget what it's called.
The battle song for the country?
Yeah, it was that one that was like, I don't know how you do what you do, so in love with you. Is it Amazed? Baby, I'm amazed by you. Something like that. I forget what it's called.
So you were in the bottom two?
Yeah. Bottom three, I think it was actually that night. There was three of us. It was me, Andrea, and Zeke. We all had to do it. And
but didn't Shanti get eliminated? Country night? Because I think that was like the surprising thing. Well, she forgot the lyrics.
Yeah.
For her song. She got eliminated.
Was it? No. I don't think it was country night.
Amazed Lone Star.
Yeah, Amazed Lone Star. No, I think Shanti got eliminated the night before, like the third to last night.
The judges pick.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one she got eliminated on. Because in country night, Andrea got eliminated. It was me, Zeke, Andrea.
So all three of you had to do it?
Yeah, we all had to do it. And it's like I said, while I was singing, I felt like, yeah, that went okay. And then when I was listening to the judges, I was like, oh man, maybe I didn't do it so hot. Oh dear. And then it's like, yeah, I got in the bottom three, and I'm like, oh my God, did I really just flub it that bad? And I was like, well, thank God I know the friggin' the battle song. So I did it, and I was like, all right, let's ham up the performance. So I go there, do a little dance or whatever, and I think it went well. And then they had I think they had the contestants vote on who to get eliminated between the three of us. So that was also very stressful.
Yeah, I heard they started doing that.
They started doing that. And I was like, oh my God, that sucks so much. But I guess fair enough. Like, this is what they have to do all the time. But it sucks.
Yeah.
So I made it through, but I was like, I remember like at the end of that night, I was like, I was real shaken up. I was like, oh my God, I gotta be more. I was like, I was getting too comfortable. I can't. I gotta step up my game.
Yeah.
So that next night was judges pick.
Right.
And what the heck did I get? I got that Bon Jovi. I got the. Why do I not know this one? I won that night. I'll Be There For You. There we go. And I had gotten that one. Well, yeah. I got that one. And I remember thinking, like, everyone got really good songs for things. Like, Eli got Living La Vida Loca. Yeah. I was really looking forward to that one. But yeah, I got the Bon Jovi, and I was like, okay, I know, but I remember I got the thing. It's like, you can draw again if you want. And I'm like, and everyone's like, no, don't do it, do Bon Jovi. And I'm like, okay, I can do Bon Jovi. I don't think I know this song though, but whatever, I'll learn it. And then I heard it back, it's like, oh wait, no, I have heard this song. I just haven't heard it that much, and not for a long time. So just did learn the lyrics, and for that one I did something fun because I just wanted to do it's got that little sing along the section at the end. Mm-hmm. So I came up with I got a more interesting melody to sing along to. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, what if I do like a little back and forth, like a call and reply with the audience? I was like, cool, I want to do that, but it's not that long, and it changes chords every measure, and I need it to stay on the same chord because it's not going to make sense. So I just did a little more splicing. I found the karaoke track, and then I got those sections, and I just extended them by an extra 2 beats or an extra 2 measures, so that I'll do the bit and then the audience does the bit, and it's in the right chord, and then the next one and the next one, and that was a lot of fun. And that time I got first place. The second time I got first place, and that was very cool.
That was a judge's pick.
Mm-hmm. I did think it was funny that the only 2 times that I got first place, I didn't pick the song. The judges picked the song, or it was random.
Oh,
So I thought, I was like, maybe I'm not picking the right songs.
Well, I mean,
but whatever. It was fun.
then we had semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
There's 10 of you left at that point.
Yep.
What was that like?
I was stressed because, well, like I said, for the finale, I did Phantom. And semifinals was a movie night. So you pick a song from a movie. And I think they had told us about the rest of the nights like a month or so before. Mm-hmm. So we got to see all the themes. And when I saw movie night, I'm like, oh, awesome. Phantom of the Opera, obviously. But then I thought, wait, no, what if I save that for the end and do something real special with it? So right about that time, like a month before, that's when I started kind of having the idea for what I was going to do for the finale. So then I thought, all right, I got to pick something else. And I was between 2 choices. I was either going to do the one I did, The Bells of Notre Dame from Hunchback, or Con te partirò from Andrea Bocelli, because it was in that scene from Step Brothers at the end with the drum solo. I was like, all right, that counts. It was in a movie.
That's barely, but yes.
Yeah. Everyone's like, and I've done it before at karaoke. I love that song. I've known it for ages. And every time I sing it, everyone's like, oh, it's the freaking Catalina Wine mix. I'm like, yeah, it is. So I was like, all right, people will like that one. But I wasn't sure. And I was like, I really wanted to get to the finale, because at that point, I'd already started working on the Phantom thing. I'd had the track finished, like the 13-minute supercut of the play. I'd had that finished for a couple of weeks at that point. And I was sitting on it. I was like, oh, I want to do it, but I got to keep it a secret. And I was like, I just really wanted to make it to the finale so I could do it. And I'm like, and then I'm happy. I just want to do the song. So I got to make sure that I pass in this round. So it's got to be really good. So I went to Mirka, because Mirka was always the one that I was like Canela. And then they like a lot of the showmanship, and I can do that. Jonas is kind of like a little bit of everything. But Mirka was always on about like vocal technique. So I was like, I want to make sure that I sing it right and I don't screw it up like I did with the other ones a few of the times. Mm-hmm. So I was like, can we do like a little session, run through the song, see what you think, tell me which one of these 2 you think would be better. So I met up with her and we ran through Bocelli for the most part, Con te parte, doing like vocal techniques, like, okay, so do this and this part, or do that. Okay, that sounds better, whatever. And then for like the last 10 minutes, it's like, you want to do the other one too? And I'm like, all right. We ran through it once. And she was like, yeah, okay. We just same techniques, right? Make sure you're breathing right, placement and all that. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I ended up picking the one that we barely worked on. And I think I decided, because we did it on Saturday. We had a little session. And the next day was the performance. I still didn't know. But I had tracks ready for both of them. And I think it was that morning, the morning of the competition, that I decided, all right, screw it. I'm doing Hunchback. I need some outfits. And I need someone to help me act, because the scene requires 2 people. So I was like, I needed an outfit for the clown guy, the jester, Clopin. And I had no idea what I was going to do with that. I needed a priest outfit for the bad guy, for Frollo. I was like, all right, I got this cool, like, long black coat, and I got this red sash that works for the priest thing. And my mom, she was like, she dressed me up for the Bon Jovi night the week before. I didn't mention, like, I'm wearing, like, my mom's clothing for this one, because 80s Bon Jovi, women's clothing. So I said, Mom, I need your help again. And she made me the shirt that I wore that night. She had, like, the material there. She was like, oh, yeah, I'll make it. Just worked on it for, like, 4 hours. And when I went to my folks' house to pick it up, she was like, oh, my God, it's been such a hard time. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Mom, for helping me out. So we put the costumes together that day. And my family had a birthday party going on, my aunt's birthday at a ranch somewhere in McAllen. And I went to go there for a couple hours before the show. And while I was there, me and my sister, we were just running through the little bit where she comes out. I'm like, all right, you're going to do this. You're going to wear this. I had a stuffed Chewbacca about the size of a baby. And I wrapped it up in my bed sheets, my black bed sheets. So it's like, this looks like a baby bundle. That's fine. So you're going to wear this. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to smack you. You're going to fall down. We're going to time it right to this part of the song, blah, blah, blah. So we worked it out. And that was it. It was pretty much everything for that song was prepared that day. I had the ideas for like a couple days when I was considering which song to do. And when I finally decided, I was like, all right, I got to get everything ready. There was a lot of just costume stuff. And then I wanted to do that big reveal. So I told the judges, I told my sister, all right, tell the judges that I'm going to walk in from the side while the song is playing, because it's like, like just Gregorian chanting right before the actual orchestra kicks in, and it's like 30 seconds. So it's going to be cool. I'm going to walk with like a big old cloak over me so you can't see. I'm going to walk on the stage, and then right when the bang comes out, I'm going to like throw it off, and it's going to be me in like this crazy sparkly outfit, and then I'll do the play. And then there's a little puppet, and I had a puppet to do the puppetry bit. I had to do a costume change on the stage. It was wild, but it came out pretty all right, I think.
So, how long was the performance?
That one was about 6 minutes. It's a bit long because there's the intro section, and then the flashback section, and then the finale section. So there's like 3 different parts. Typical Broadway.
So, was there like, there's still a top 3 that week, right?
No. I think for that one, they just
well, it's because only 5 moved on. So that's literally where half people got eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
How did they do that elimination?
Well, they just it was like 1 and 1. So there was 10 of us, and then they would have one person go. It's like, all right, you, and then he was like, you did a great job tonight, and they would like do a little pause, like they do in all the game shows, and be like, but I'm sorry we won't see you or whatever. And it's like, okay, whatever. And then the other one's like, and we're looking forward to seeing you. Something like that. And it was like basically alternating. So it's like, this person, no. This person, yes. This person, no. This person, yes. So by the time we got to like the 6th or 7th, I was like, okay, they're doing a switcheroo. But, I was like, but they're probably doing that to fake us out. Because at the end, I think they did like 2 people that got eliminated and then 1 person that stayed. And I was like the 3rd one to the end. So by the time they got to me, there was only 2 people left and maybe one spot left. Mm-hmm. And I think the ones, I remember I was me and Alice and somebody else. I forget who was left on the stage for the last bit. And I got to stay. I was the last one, I think, that they called to stay. Or the second to last, I forgot. So they kept me on my toes. But afterwards, I was like, they said, Andre, you going to stay? And I was like, oh, thank God. I can do. Cause at that point as well, I'd already started working on the big box for the Phantom Night. So like I've already dumped a lot of hours and a lot of money to build this thing.
And then you don't get it.
Yeah, I know. I would have found a way to use it somehow, but but we got it. We got it in the end.
Do a puppet show for your students.
I guess so.
And then so the semifinals. What was it like as soon as it finished? Everybody. How was everybody?
It was pretty good. I think everybody took it really well. I think like I was like, I remember Alice was a bit beat up about it. She was upset. I was like, oh man, poor thing. Go over there and say, hey, I'm sorry. You did great and everything. But then after a while, I was talking to Alex because he was in the final 5 as well. And I was just talking to him at the bar, and he was like, he looked a bit down, and I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, look, it's like I can't make it to the finale, and I'm like, no, don't. What are you talking about? And he's like, I can't, man. My wife is getting surgery that day, and I have to be there. I'm like, God, that sucks. Because I was looking forward to having Alex there. But, you know, I mean, you know, it's his wife, family, of course. So then I was like, well, how about that? What are we going to do now? And then, like, 5 minutes later, I was over there in the back. Like, me and Eli, maybe Jake and Zeke or whatever. We were there with Alice. And then Jonas telling her, listen, Alex can't make it. So you were the runner-up. So you're going to get to be in the finale. And she's like, oh, my God. And she got really emotional and really happy. And I was like, well, I guess everything worked out somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, I did hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't had Alice or Alex on the show yet, but Alex said he'll do it. We just haven't gotten it.
Oh, that boy is busy as heck.
Yeah.
That's his job, is performing with his bands. So
yeah, he's got his kids.
Oh, that too.
Kids take a lot of time. Heard.
I can only imagine.
You have like 30.
How many? Yeah, they're all teenagers, and they all. Oh my God.
Have you ever been called dad?
By a student? No.
Yeah.
No, they're in high school. That would be really weird.
Yeah, that would be.
I look more like they do than I look like their parents. I'm only 28. When I started working in high school, I was 25. I got mistaken for a student a few times because a lot of them look like they look the same age as me, or I look the same age as them. It's the beard that kind of keeps me from being identity mistaken all the time. There's one funny story. For my first year on Halloween, I was in a costume, and normally have my hair in a ponytail, but I had let my hair down that day, and it was during lunch, and I was leaving my room, and I was locking up my door, and I heard one of the security guards, this older lady, she's really nice, and the hallway's empty, so it's just me. So I knew she was talking to me, and she's like, "Mija, tienes que ir al lunch?" And I'm like, because all she sees is my hair and this big long cape, and I turn around and like, "It's me, miss." And she's like, "Hi, sir. Perdón." I'm like, that was really funny. But yeah.
You felt pretty.
Nah, it was like I was dressed up like the Kiss guys with like the black and white rock face paint. I wasn't going for pretty. I was going for brutal and metal.
I went to see Kiss.
Oh yeah,
when they came to last year.
My friend went to go see that too. I'm not a super huge Kiss guy. Like I wasn't dressed up like exactly like them, but a different band that's kind of the same idea. They're called Karakangren, and nobody knows who they are. They're from the Netherlands.
But then you make it to the final.
Yep, we made it to the final. So that week, oh my goodness, it was busy as heck. Because I may have gotten a little over my head thinking I could build the box by myself. So, and I was already going to ask my dad for help because, like, my dad's an architect and he's really into, he likes building stuff. Like, growing up, we would work on houses, build cabinets and stuff. So I know my way around the toolbox. So I figured, it'll be cool, something for us to do together because I don't live with my folks. I don't see them super often. So it'll be neat. And yeah, I had him help me out. And we worked on it 2 or 3 afternoons that week. So basically, as soon as I'm done with work, I go home and we just start working. Cutting the wood, painting it. And the film on the quote unquote wind mirror screen, it's just like a reflective tape you put on windows to keep out the sun. And it has this thing where, like, if, it reflects light from the brighter side. So if it's dark on the inside, you can't see in there. But if you turn a light on inside, you can see through it. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Because the Phantom has that little mirror reveal at the beginning of the play. So that's what I tried to do. At the end of the day, during the actual show, the light that I used was a little too weak. And it was also too ripply because we couldn't get it super tight and smooth because it was just loose. Like the paper was just loose on the frame, so the wind would make it wave about, and you couldn't see through the mirror that well unless you were like right in front, which was kind of lame because that was kind of the point of the whole thing. But it was still cool, and we worked on it like Tuesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday, and then Saturday morning, until we finally finished it like Saturday night. And then Sunday, I went over there. I had my little costume, just doing a quick little run through, and transporting it was a nightmare because it was windy and drizzly and cold that day. So we're like, how the heck are we going? This is a big thing. This is like 7 feet tall, 4 feet wide. It's a chunky box. So we put it in the flatbed. We tied it down with some straps. We covered the top of it with like another bed sheet. My bed sheets got so much use at that competition for so many things.
How'd you fit it through the door?
At the bar.
Yeah.
Oh my, that was an ordeal as well. We got there. It's a double door, so I figured, okay, we'll just open the second door. And we got there and we asked, hey, can we get the second door open? It's like, yeah, for sure. And it was like rusted shut. They were there for like 10, 15 minutes trying to open the thing. We got like my dad, we had his truck and we had some tools there. So we got like a hammer and a screwdriver. And we're just trying to like figure out how do we do this? But we got it eventually. I don't know what they did. I was too busy doing other stuff. And we brought it inside. And then the balloons. So I brought it inside and I was just going to have it like flush against the back wall. And then I walk in and the wall is covered in balloons for the finale. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Where am I going to put it? And then they told me, oh, yeah, we're also going to have the band set up before the performance. I was like, what are you talking? No, I need the entire stage. This box is really big. And they're like, what are you talking about? We have to do it. I'm like, you guys told me to do something big and go crazy with the production. I need this stage. I started getting all diva about it. It's like, I need my space. Get these balloons out of here. I mean, like not that much, but I was starting to stress out a little bit. Like, oh, my God, what do I do? But we figured it out. We put it at an angle, had enough space. It was fine. And then the other thing was that, it's Phantom of the Opera, so I need someone to be Christine. And I need someone to be Raul because there's like that drama between them. Mm-hmm. So my idea was like, well, let's get Alice and Eli. They both have like a dramatic flair to them. So I told them about it. I told them that I needed them for something, but they didn't know what they were supposed to do. We never got to practice it. And I figured it's really simple what they have to do. So I'll just explain it to them, and hopefully it comes out all right. So we were there, and Alice was there, and I told her, all right, you're going to be Christine. It's like, you've seen the play? She's like, yeah, I've seen it. It's like, all right, cool. Then just be Christine, You're kind of interested in the Phantom, but you're really into Raul. And then I'm going to get really jealous, and you'll be scared, and you know what to do. Then Eli, oh, my God, I was stressing out so much because Eli wasn't there. He showed up late. And I'm like, where is this boy? I need him. And then he finally showed up. And I'm like, oh, my God, thank God. Here's what you're like. Have you seen Phantom of the Opera? He's like, like maybe. I don't know. I was like, all right, well, here's your character. You're really into this girl. Basically, you're going to be with her all lovey-dovey unless I'm there. Everything else, just kind of play it natural. He's like, all right, let's do it. I was like, and I told him, also, I'm going to strangle you in one part. So, here's the thing. Let's tie it around your neck like a scarf, and then just wear it until I'm strangling you, and just hold it down so I don't actually choke you, because I'm going to be singing at the same time. I can't be worried about whether I'm killing you or not. So it was all very, very slapdash, very last minute. And then for the actual performance, I couldn't have the box on the stage while everybody was there, while the other performers were going. So I had to figure out a way to take it up there, but also take it up like right before I go on, but also take it up there and get inside in a way that wouldn't spoil the surprise, I guess. So what I ended up doing was, like, I had like a whole bunch of family there because they all wanted to come to the show. So what I did was I told my dad and my cousins, all right, you're gonna take the front and the back. I'm gonna sneak inside before I go on, and I'm gonna put my costume on in there. I was already wearing like the vest and the shirt and black pants. I just had to put on the cape, the hat, and the mask. And I was also wearing some like scar makeup under the mask, but you couldn't really see it that night because the lights were red and this makeup was red, so it was almost pointless. But whatever. But so I'm gonna kind of sneak inside while I forget who. Oh my God, that's right too. Alice needed me to do something for her performance, just like pretend to be like a It was from the play Evita. Haven't seen it, but she's like, you're going to go up there and you're going to put this kind of coat on me and it's like pretend like you're touching on my makeup or whatever. And then I'm going to shoo you off the stage. I'm like, all right, cool, easy. But I was going right after her. So I didn't have much time to prepare as soon as we were done. So as soon as she booed me off the stage, I ran to the restroom. I started putting on the scar makeup as quick as I could. And then when I heard that I finished as quick as I could, and I go into the box, which was right next to the stage, just kind of like slip inside while nobody was watching, and I had my stuff with me, and I was getting dressed, and I was like, and then finally when I put all the stuff on, I was like, all right, you, my dad in the front, my cousin in the back, outside, and me from the inside, I'm going to lift it from the frame, and we're just going to walk up stage together. So I had to like step onto the stage while I'm in the box. And that was funny, a little bit tricky. And we got there. I had to plug in the light with the extension cord. And once I figured everything out, thank God everybody was cool. I was like, yeah, take your time. It's all good. I'm like, yeah. And I was already starting to sweat while I was in there from all the adrenaline. Because like, I'm going to go. But I'm also worried about all this stuff that could fall off at any moment. They just passed me the mic through a little gap in the back. And then they just started the music. And I was just listening, and all right, cool, I can hear. And then did the whole thing. And that was Phantom. I don't think anything went terribly wrong with it. Oh, there was one thing that was a bit awkward. There was one part where I get really angry at the two of them. I get really jealous, and the famous little theme plays like bam 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 for a good like 20 seconds. And I was gonna do make a big show of it and like rip off the cape and then take the mask off so you could see the scars underneath, and then do the finale sequence, which was like pretty much half of the song. But I was like, I can't be holding the microphone while I do that. So as soon as like I finished singing the line and the music's playing, I tried to put the mic back on the mic stand, and it was the wrong size. So there I am for like 7 seconds, just standing still, just like trying to shove it into the little clamp, but it was way too small. And I'm like, geez, I'm gonna break it. Screw this, I don't have time. So I just turned around, just took it off with one hand, and did everything with one hand. And it was like, well, that was a bit awkward, but whatever. We'll keep going. And it went really well. Alice and Eli, they did excellent for the very little direction that I gave them. He really played it up while he was being strangled, which was excellent. No, it was really good. And then at the end, I had my sister help me out again, because at the end of the actual play, right, the Phantom sings that big last note, the music plays, and it's awesome. And then he goes and sits in a chair, and he covers himself with like this big old cloak. And then like the mob comes down because they're trying to like find the Phantom and kill him because he killed somebody upstairs. And one of the dancers, she goes to the chair, takes the cloak off, and he's gone. And it's just a mask sitting there on the chair. And then like the music finishes up, and that's the end of the play. So I wanted to do something similar. So what I did with the box, I had a little secret compartment in the back, and there was a little curtain right in the middle of it, a black curtain, so you couldn't really tell. And I had a tiny, tiny hook in there. So I told my sister, all right, once I finish my last note, I'm going to go back inside of the box. It's going to be like 30 seconds of music. Right when it starts to kind of quiet down, you're going to go up on the stage like you're like looking around all curious. You're going to open it wide, wide, wide so everybody can see inside. And I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be behind the curtain. And I'm just going to have the mask hanging there so that everyone can see, oh, wow, he disappeared into the mask. Oh, wow, so cool, whatever. And you're going to take it out, hold it up to the light while the music ends. And it's going to be super cool. And she nailed it. It was great. And that was that. That was Phantom.
How was it vocally?
I'm happy with it. Listening back, I've listened back to the recording many, many times. And every time I finish, I'm like, yeah, that was cool. There was a few times when I was kind of like, it was like, it's only just a tiny bit flat right there, which is probably why I got second place. Because like listening to Aldo, he did Granada, and at least to my ears, when I was listening to it, it was dead on point. It sounded excellent. And then listening back to mine, I was like, okay, I was a little bit pitchy in a couple of parts. So, and some of the judges did tell me, it was just by a hair. It was really, really tough. It was between the two of you. And even for me, after I finished up, I was like, people asked me, I was like, oh, who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? He's like, you're going to win. I was like, I don't know. I mean, he was really good. And then when it was the two of us at the end, they left the two for me and him, and we were there on the floor, and they were going to say who was second and who was first. And we were talking, I was like, who do you think, man? Who do you think? And I'm like, I don't know, dog. Honestly, 50-50. And he's like, you totally deserve to win. He said, I'm like, no, you totally. And we were just doing that, just broing out. At that point, I was just having a good night. So I didn't care who won. And then I got second place, and I'm like, oh yeah, you won it. Let's go. So it was cool. Like, I wasn't sour about it at all. Everybody else that talked to me was. They were like, no, Audrey, you got robbed. And I'm like, no, I didn't. He earned it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have gotten 20 judges and, all judged differently. Maybe someone would have picked you, someone would have picked him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just, what it came down to that night. But it was a great performance.
Thank you.
You put a lot into it.
Definitely. And it didn't go to waste, the box, because I was like, I left it there for a week. After the show, I was like, I am not putting this back in the truck and driving home. I ain't doing that. Because my folks live down in Mission. I live in Edinburgh. It's like a 30-minute drive. So driving all the way down there and driving all the way back at 2 a.m. after all that, absolutely not. So I asked one of the bar staff. I was like, hey, can I just leave it here? We'll put it in the corner or something. He's like, yeah, no, it'll be fine. He's like, yeah, we'll come back tomorrow to get it. And my dad was like, oh, I can't go tomorrow. It was too busy. And they're like, all right, we'll go the next day. And the next day he was busy. And then we went again early, but they were closed. And it's like, okay, we're too busy later. We can't come back. Oh, I'll keep it till tomorrow. And then the next day it was raining, so we couldn't go. So I stayed there basically until Friday. Like from Sunday to Friday, it was there. And I went in and it was like, and it was in good shape. They put it all the way in the back. The film had come off a little bit. I guess some people were messing around with it, but otherwise it was like in perfect condition. I was like, all right, cool. Thank you, people at Rockwell. And we took it back, and my mom, we had a birthday party for one of my great aunts, my grandpa's brother. And she was like, do the Phantom thing again. I'm like, oh my God, all right, let's do it. So I did it again at my parents' house. And that time I wasn't worried so much about like placement, acting so much, because I wasn't going to act it out again with other people. I was just going to do the song as it was, do a little bit of acting here and there, but not too much. So I was a lot more focused on the vocals, and it came out better that time than it did at the competition, which is fine. Yeah. And I'm thinking I still have the box, so I'll probably end up it'd be cool to do it again, just like as a little performance for some event somewhere. So I'll keep it around. I'll keep it handy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be a great show if that thing ever happens where everybody performs at Cine El Rey.
Yeah, definitely. If we do that, I'm definitely using it for that.
Yeah, nice big stage.
Mm-hmm.
So then the finale happened, second place, and then y'all are partying there till
2
a.m.
Yeah. What did we do? I think I remember. Jonas's band, the Dirty Birdies, they were playing there until the end of the night, and we were just there. A couple people went up and sang. Chris went up and sang. I think Mitika even went up and sang a song. And then I went up. They made me do Enter Sandman, Metallica.
Oh.
And
I think Jake said he sang a Green Day song or something.
He might have. Yeah, I think it was might have been Basket Case. But
yeah.
It was a really fun time. Oh, and then I did also Your Love by the Outfield. So back to back, Metallica and then Outfield, completely different. And at that point, I was already like, my voice was exhausted, because I'd also done Sweet Child of Mine with Jonas at the beginning of the night for the duets.
Oh yeah.
So that's a hard song. And then 15 minutes of Phantom, and then Metallica, and then by the time I'm like get to Outfield, I'm like, oh my god, just oh god,
Outfield is high.
yeah. And you know me, I gotta go even higher because I'm a
For some reason,
I just can't help
invert
myself.
the chord and then go to the fifth.
yeah, just jump the fifth or jump the octave. Sometimes I'll do that, but it was fun. I think everybody like at 2 a.m. Some people were like, "Let's go to Waterberg," and I'm like, "I'm going to sleep, you maniacs."
So Whataburger, after all the drinks and pizza and wings, they still.
Oh my god, yeah, I know. I mean, I never ate while I was there. I don't like singing right after I eat.
Yeah.
And by the time I finish singing, I'm like, I don't want to eat anymore. Plus, usually I'd already eaten a lot that day earlier on, so I was already stuffed. But you know, and thank God it was Thanksgiving break, so I didn't have to go to work the next day.
Yeah. So, did your coworkers know or students know?
A couple of my coworkers did. I invited a few, but couldn't make it. And my students, I told a few of them. I don't really talk to them about stuff I do outside of school. Not because it's like bad or anything, but it's like, I don't know. It ain't their business. I mean, sometimes if they're like the more like artsy or musical type, I'll talk about it to them. But most of my students aren't. So if I was like, oh yeah, check it out. Like, I did some Broadway over this weekend at a singing competition. They wouldn't care.
They're like, so did at work have they ever asked you to sing or something? Either principal or coworker, is that part of your?
Yes, but I didn't. The last year for Christmas, we had a little luncheon, and the principal, he knew that I sing, and he's like, "Sir, Mr. Del Tejera, you gotta sing a song for us for the luncheon." I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then, but we ended up not doing it. But by the time it was going to be time for me to sing, I told him, I was like, "Well, we'll wait till the end." And I'm like, "All right." And then by the end of the luncheon, like most of the people were already gone, so it's like, what's the point? So I was like, I'll do it another time, and then I never did. But this past year, like right now, the luncheon we just had a week ago or so, they had all the departments go up and do like impromptu karaoke. It's like everybody's singing at once, and then they called up the English department, my department, and I'm like, oh my god. So we go up there, and there's like. And like they know that I sing. My coworkers, they haven't heard me, most of them, but they know. It's like, Andre, come on, you gotta take point on this one. And I'm like, oh, okay, but what are we gonna do? And then somebody suggested White Christmas because everyone's doing Christmas songs, and I was like, that's a little bit low for me. I don't know about that. And there was another guy that I know, coworker. His name's Kevin. I met him at university when I was going there, and he was like the student director of a little contemporary pop choir that we had over there. So I know he sang, and he's got a real deep baritone bass voice. I was like, Kevin, this is more your speed. This is like in your range. I'll back you up from behind. So he was doing like most of the work for that song, and I was like trying to harmonize or do the octave behind him in the back. So afterwards, everyone was like, oh, like they were going up to him and being like, oh, Kevin, you sing so good. And I'm like, finally. They can stop bothering me about it.
They're like, Andre, you don't really sing, do you?
You don't really know it. You've been lying to us this whole time. Like I would have if they picked like a. It was like it's like oh, I'm dreaming. Oh. It's like it's really low, and I'm like, I don't want to. I've learned my lesson singing those low songs.
You just had some flashbacks. Then
Maybe if they gave me like a shot of tequila or something, but we're at school and it's noon. There's no drinks here.
There's no eggnog?
No, not at school.
So the show finished. What'd you learn?
What did I learn? I don't know. I was always terrible at these. But preparation, I suppose. Preparing better. Learn a little more about my proper range, I say. What to do, what not to do. Well, small technique fix-ups here and there, like breathing, placements, and all that. Because I don't usually do songs I'm not terribly familiar with, but like having them give us themes, so we have to work within a certain style and a certain genre. That was good. Good to see you stretch your skills and see where you can go. Get out of your comfort zone and all that. Also got, I would say, a little bit better at my, I guess, stage presence. I've been performing on stages for a while, but for the most part, I used to play drums in a metal band, so there's not much I can do. I'm sitting on the drum kit. I've only been singing with a band for about a year, so I'm still kind of figuring out what to do when I'm on the stage. Like some people, like Alex or Eli, they know what they're doing up there, and they're really good showmen. And I'm just kind of I just kind of rely on my voice most of the time. I don't do very much. So I think I got a little bit better at that with some of the stuff that I did. But it's still just kind of it also just depends on the song. Like if the song calls for it, yeah, I'll get a little more animated. But if not, I'll just, just kind of stand there and do my best.
So, I know we talked about this a few days ago, but you studied management.
Yeah. I went to university for business management.
And then you said, nope, I'm going to be a teacher.
Yeah, I'm an English teacher.
English teacher.
So it was a very weird trajectory.
So, do you have a plan or an idea of making music a bigger part of your life or the main part of your life?
More ideas than plans. Because I have some ideas of what I could do, but they're all rather different. And maybe it's possible to do some of them, like more than one of them. But so since I'm a teacher, it wouldn't be too difficult to be like music teaching, because I teach English right now. I could go back and actually pass the music exam this time and maybe teach that. Maybe teach theater too. Like sometimes when I do some of the more Broadway type pieces, people ask me did you study a musical theater? No, absolutely not. No, I didn't. It's like, why not? You're so good. I'm like, well, I don't know. I got into it when I was in my early 20s. It's a little too late for that. But, maybe do something there. And then the other thing, especially after that Phantom thing that I did, people tell me, oh, you should try out for Broadway. I'm like, maybe. But that's a long shot. That's rather a long shot. I would be interested to try, but I got to figure out how I could do that realistically. I can't do it here. I have to move somewhere. So then you got to figure out how am I going to live while I'm doing that kind of thing.
Let's say if something like 3 Days Grace, we're looking for a new lead vocalist. Open audition. It's the audition.
That would
you get it. Would you do it?
Yeah, that would be another thing. Singing with a metal band, because Broadway is cool and all that. Musicals are cool, but my original love, I suppose you could say, was like metal music, rock music, and those kinds of bands. So yeah, no, if I could if one of my favorite bands suddenly had an opening and be hey, we need a singer, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Singing their stuff is how I got into singing in the first place, so why not? Mm-hmm. Now that's a long shot too. That's probably another even longer shot, but I mean, I would definitely be interested. The more realistic way to do something like that would be start my own band.
Yeah,
which is I've been thinking about it some more. The band I have right now, we're a cover band and it's really fun, but we don't do originals, and it's not the music that I would choose to do, I suppose. So perhaps that. The only thing that's kind of tough about that is the music that I want to do, nobody here does it. As far as metal goes, 95% of the metal musicians down here, it's all death metal, which is cool, but that's not what I want to do.
You got to move to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, or at least San Antonio. But Austin, I don't know. I've never been much of a big city guy. They're just so crowded. But
yeah,
I was like, San Antonio or Houston, I think would be neat. Austin would be nice to just travel to.
Yeah. But you know, there's so many Texas born just legends in music. Like big name people that you wouldn't even think, oh, that's Texas. I mean, what, ZZ Top.
Yep.
I got Stevie Ray Vaughan,
I did not know that one.
Austin, Texas. He used to play on the corners of downtown Austin and 6th Street, just getting coins and dollars thrown at him.
Well, look at him now.
So, I mean, it can be done. I guess, right, everybody has their time or their plans,
Yeah.
what they feel comfortable doing, but is that what you got to do, right? You got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's probably the biggest thing that I took away from this one. Because I've always kind of erred on the side of caution or erred on the side of comfort. I don't really like to get out of there. So I think doing this competition was a good first step in finally doing it. Especially because I'm older than most of the other contestants. Bunch of youngsters. I'm 28.
Yeah.
I was surprised. A little surprised, but also kind of like, no, I guess it kind of makes sense. Most everybody there is like, it was like 22, 24, 25. Mm-hmm. 2 or 3 of them were like 17 and 18. It's like, oh, gee, goodness.
Yeah, that's
and like they're getting started early. That's good for them. I didn't start singing until I was 20.
Yeah. But, I mean, just some people are, naturally good. Did you have that kind of voice when you started?
Absolutely not. Back when I was in college, like 19, 20, and I was a bit more, I don't know, what's the word? I don't know. I guess I was a bit more energetic about learning and doing music. I got myself a little condenser mic, a little interface, and I would just start recording just random stuff that I would do, like little guitar stuff or doing covers of songs. And I still have a lot of those early covers that I did like 6-7 years ago. And oh my God, it's rough. I don't like listening to them anymore. But I mean, it's good to keep them around, I guess, just to remind myself, how progress works.
Yeah, I remember the first videos I have of me singing. Yeah, they're not good.
It's always rough. And there's a little funny story. It's back in high school. I was dating this one girl, and she wasn't super into the music I listened to. But one day we were driving around, and I was showing her some Iron Maiden, and I was like, "This song's awesome." And I was trying to sing along to it, and she's like, "Andre, please, you can't sing that high." And I took that personally.
Where is she now? You still on Facebook?
Oh, absolutely no. She hates my guts now. We didn't last after high school.
Oh man, send her a clip.
No, it was kind of funny because during college I was in St. Mary's for 2 years, right after high school, and then I came back down here, mostly because it was way too expensive up there. But for my last semester in 2017 or 2016, one of my last semesters there, she was in one of my classes, in my night class, where it was like 3 hours long, and like I haven't spoken to her since like 2012. It's been like 6 years or something, and it was weird. We didn't say a word to each other the entire semester. We didn't even look at each other. It was like, she doesn't want to talk to me. We didn't split on the friendliest of terms.
You studied the same thing, or was it just a
no
core class or something?
It was a core class. It was like a psychology or philosophy type thing that I had to do for core. I think she wanted to do like anthropology or something. Oh. At least when we split in high school. I don't know what she's doing these days.
You're too busy performing on Broadway to think about her.
I mean, that'd be cool one day. We'll see.
So you want to sing a song?
All right, I suppose.
Ready, your voice?
We can try. I think I should be warm enough at this point.
Yeah, all you gotta do is not mess up.
Yeah, just gotta not do that. Do you want to do the whole thing or just a little bit?
We can do the whole thing. Or do you want to do just one or two?
We'll just do the one.
Which one?
We'll do Anthem. I never get to sing the songs of the bands that I really, really like because nobody knows them. So for karaoke, like whenever we go to karaoke, it's like, all right, do the stuff everyone knows. Do some Guns N' Roses, do some Aerosmith, and that's cool. It's good stuff. But I was like, if only people liked like Camelot or Stradivarius or Blind Guardian.
There's some other European bands.
Yeah, those European bands that nobody knows. But they got some really good vocalists. This guy, the guy who sings in this song, his name's Roy Kahn, Norwegian guy. But he's got one of my favorite voices. A lot of my earlier stuff was, again, imitating his style. And eventually just, growing out of it, finding my own voice. But he was and he remains one of my big influences. I hope I remember the words. What's a miracle if life itself is not? Who am I to praise his word with a hymn? I may stumble over words that I forgot, just as life itself slowly begins. Sing me a song for the mountains to move. Sing me the anthem of life. Sing me the anthem of life. I am skeptical. I like my glass of wine. I don't know your name or what I am to do. One day we'll wonder why, so I read between the lines. And you will sing for me the way I sing for you. Sing me a song for the ocean to part. Sing me the anthem of life. Sing me the anthem of life. Sing me the anthem of life. And so another page is turned. I pray I understand what's happening. But if anything, I do know this: I'll be the best I can. Sing me a song that the angels rejoice. Sing me the anthem of life. Sing me the anthem
There we go. Or there we go. I actually did it right this time. For the last couple of guests, I kept pushing the wrong button, and I think I would hit this one.
Oh no!
I did it to Jake like 3 times.
Wasn't that bad, was it? That's neat. Who are all these people? Where they come from?
Oh, that was great. That was Andre de la Tejera
Yeah, thank
singing
you.
Anthem
Yeah,
by Camelot.
it's a gorgeous song.
And so this is a band from...
The band's from Florida, but the singer, this guy's from Norway. So they're mostly American, but they've been around since like the mid 90s. This was 2006 this song came out. And I didn't get into them until like 2012, 2013. And by that time, this singer had already left, which was a crying shame. I've seen them live like 4 times with the new guy, and he's great, but I still haven't seen my boy Roy. I haven't seen him live yet because he lives in Norway now with his smaller, less popular band.
Yeah. Living in Norway must be nice.
I've been to Finland. I imagine it's very similar, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous over there.
You done a lot of traveling?
A good bit. My mom especially. My mom did a lot of traveling back in the day, so she took us everywhere. A lot of Mexico, obviously, for family, but been to like the pyramids. I forget what they're called. Went to Cancun and Tulum, Puerto Vallarta a few times, and then been to Canada and a good few places in Europe. We were in England just this summer, and it was nice. It was weird too.
England.
Yeah, we were up north in like Manchester and Liverpool, and it was really cold. And then we'd go south to London for like 3 days, and it was really hot. And it was annoying. It was a bit like Texas.
Except a lot smaller. Did you understand the people pretty well?
Oh yeah, everyone speaks English, and I mean the accents weren't that heavy. Like people don't speak like this all the time. It's like people speak normally enough, and you can understand them.
Even the people from Liverpool?
A little bit more difficult to understand, but they do like the regional accents are very distinct over there. I watch a lot of like movies and TV with like British actors, so I get I understand all the accents, but the southern accent, like the London accent, is definitely a lot more easy to understand for Americans than like the northern ones.
I wonder if the teenagers in like England have slang also, like how is their slang here?
I'm sure
And
they
how
do.
much you would not understand what they say. Because I don't understand my nieces and nephews sometimes. I mean, you work at a high school.
Oh yeah, I mean I understand them. I speak Spanish, I speak English, and I understand what they're saying. It's some of the foulest stuff you've ever heard, but I understand it.
But you wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. And they're not so bad. They're just they're good kids for the most part. They're just not the best students sometimes. That's the distinction.
Yeah. Were you a good student?
I was yes and no. Like I was good in that like I behaved and I followed the rules and I was respectful and all that, but I didn't do my work sometimes. I was a good lazy student. There we go.
No disruptions.
Yeah, exactly.
When did music start being a thing in your life?
Probably when I was in high school. Because before that, I didn't like. I've heard music before, but I didn't really care for it.
So not like middle school choir, theater, anything.
Oh no, absolutely.
Or guitar.
My mom put me in piano classes when I was like 8, and I was super not about it. I think my cousin, my uncle and my cousin that lived down in Mexico, like he was a director of a university choir for a while, and his son grew up learning a bunch of different instruments, and his daughter grew up a singer. She's like they're both professional musicians now. She's acted in La Rosa de Guadalupe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in like one episode, but still, that's pretty cool. And she's got a couple music videos out right now. He's got his little jazz pop Latin band down there, so they're doing well. And he tried to teach me guitar when I was younger, when I was like 10 or 12, and I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to learn guitar. But in high school, I started playing the drums, and I would just play a lot of rock stuff, Disturbed and Avenged Sevenfold and all that. And I also got really into Dragon Force. That was probably like the first band that I got super duper into. I was like obsessed with them because it was so cool, and I never heard anything like it. These animals are so fast and so crazy and high, and yeah, that was that. I listened to a lot of metal. It was a good mix between like the new like just general heavy metals, Iron Maiden and Metallica and all that stuff too. Some of the newer stuff, and that's also when I started getting into some of the more obscure European stuff, which in my opinion is a lot better. And then when I got to college, I started listening to more power metal, which is like death metal is really, really fast and aggressive, and it's got those vocals, and power metal's got the more clean and high vocals, which is kind of what I do now. So listening to them is what got me into singing for real. Because before it was just playing drums. And I started picking up guitar and piano a little bit too around the same time.
So did you ever watch, so I remember there's a video, this was years ago, maybe 2018 or something. It was this guy who was like a metal, like vocalist, like a metal band and stuff. Like knowing those screams, right? And it was like how to scream like a metal vocalist or how to sing like a metal vocalist or something. And then all the comments were like, this is stupid. This is just a workout video or eating right video. Like there's nothing about actual voice technique. Because what he says is you have to eat properly and you have to, be somewhat in shape and stuff to make sure your voice doesn't get damaged over time.
Yeah,
do as properly as you can.
Yeah, I mean, there is some technique to it because when I was in high school and I listened to a lot of like death metal, there's like some Amon. I didn't listen to a lot of like I guess what you call screamo bands, like Asking Alexandria or Bring Me the Horizon. That was like a bunch of my friends did that. I listened to other stuff like Norther and Sifrim and Winter Sun, some Dima Borgir, Amon Amarth. And it's like the screams are a little bit different, and there is some technique to it, but like no matter what, it's kind of hard on your throat. And I would do a lot of that kind of singing, screaming while I was driving around in my car, and I got good enough at it that it wasn't like I wasn't hurting myself. You figure out how to do it, where to place it, and all that, where to place the rumble to get that sound where it doesn't hurt so much. But it definitely it's not great for your voice. So those people, they have to take good care of it. Like drink lots of tea, drink lots of honey, always hydrated and all that. So it's important to do all that stuff. But there is some skill to it.
Oh yeah, there is. Even in mariachi, there's I don't know if you ever hear like sometimes artists, vocalists will. There's more in ranchera, a little bit slower stuff, but there's like this kind of like roughness, this kind of grunt that goes right before you sing a melody or something. You kind of like
something.
Yeah, or like when you're singing something very emotional, and it's almost like it's coming out like a little bit of a scream, but still controlled melody. Yeah, it's really bad for your voice too.
Yeah, and some of there's one guy in particular, the singer of Blind Guardian, Hansi Kirsch. He's a fantastic vocalist, and he must take really good care of his voice because he's been doing this stuff since like the late 80s, and he still sounds dynamite. And like his style, it's very high, and it's like a clean voice. It's not screaming, but he puts a lot of rasp into it. So instead of like it'll be like like that. And he does it all the time, and that got really that was one of the tougher things that I figured out how to do without sounding bad or without hurting myself. But like everything else, with practice comes with practice.
Do you remember your very first performance in front of people?
Singing?
Yeah.
Yes. I want to say yes. I think I was in college. Yeah, it must have been college, because in high school, absolutely not. I would not perform in front of anybody, except for drums maybe. But I was in college, and it was my freshman year, and they were doing like a little karaoke thing in our dorms. And at that point, I'd been kind of starting to sing, but I wasn't that good at it. But they were doing karaoke, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to do some Disney. 'Cause I'm still am. Like, I'm big into like the classic Disney. Like, the music is really, really good. New Disney sucks, and it's terrible, and I hate it. But old Disney, like everything up to Frozen was very, very solid. And Moana's good too. Encanto's all right. Raya and the Last Dragon was the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen. But yeah, that's why I decided. Oh, I want to do a song. So I did. What did I do? I did Aladdin, A Whole New World.
Oh, okay.
So I did that, and there was some girl there just like, oh, let's do it together. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then I was used to I think I was used to doing the movie version, and then the track they pulled up was the Broadway version, which was a little different. It's a different key. So when I was so used to doing the one, it was in like a lower key, and then when they said the music starts playing, and I started singing, like, oh my god, this is the wrong key. What am I doing? Oh no! And then someone told me it's higher. Like, oh, okay. And then I just kind of fixed it, and we caught on, and we finished it up, and it went well. So it wasn't that bad, and it was like it wasn't like on a big stage. It was like in the middle of a crowd in a little square. So I wasn't too nervous about it. The first time I performed on a stage, I was probably for my recital. So while I was there, I was doing a music minor. So I was hanging around the music department a lot. And I met a bunch of the music people there. And they had a little music fraternity, Mu Phi Epsilon. And I'm like, yeah, I'll join. Why not? And part of the initiation was that you had to perform something with music. Most everybody did a song. So I did this one song. This one song by a Finnish band, Ensiferum. It's kind of similar to the one I just did, Anthem, but not as crazy with the range. And it went well. People told me that I sounded like Josh Brolin or something. I'm like, oh my god, really? Oh, thank you so much. I'd only been singing for like 2 years at that point, so that was cool. After that, I was like, maybe I'm not so bad after all. And I started singing a lot more, mostly to myself, just in the car. That's where the first half of my singing really started.
In the car. Then as soon as you get to the parking lot, singing doesn't exist.
Yep. No, we're done with that. I got to do a lot of practicing that way, because for a couple of years, for like 3 years, I worked at Domino's. So it was pretty chill, because you go on a delivery for like 30 minutes, and I'm just singing along in the car. So that worked out.
And did you ever take voice lessons at the university? Like, were you in a vocal studio or work with any professors?
No. At least not really. At St. Mary's, when I was there for my freshman, sophomore year, no. That was mostly just drumming, because I was a drummer. That's what I was trying to do. And then I came back here, and I took a couple of music classes. It was like a music history class. I took a piano class, and it was okay. And I did one singing class, but it wasn't like a private with a tutor. It was like it was a classroom with like 15, 18 students, and we would just like it was rather, I guess, basic stuff. Like, it's a singing class for people who want to begin to sing. And at that point, I was already not bad. I wasn't great, but I was not bad. So I was one of the better students, I guess. But then after that, about a year or two later, I started taking lessons with the teacher I'm with right now, Maria Avalos. She used to be a faculty member at RGV, back when it was UTPA, I think. Right now, she works at PSJA, in a middle school as a choir director.
Oh, so she just does kind of her lessons on the side, type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And she's good. Yeah, she's the one that told me about the New York competition.
And you're still working with her now?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still take lessons every week, except for right now we're both on vacation, and then during the summer we take a break. But it's good. There's always something you can work on.
Oh yeah.
She tries to get me to learn. Like now that I'm getting like Broadway, I've got the Broadway style down. So we're doing a lot more classical stuff, artsy stuff. So and then some stuff I've never done before, like gospel music. Never touched it ever, but they got some good music there. So it's a completely different feeling to what I normally do, but it's fun. I'm learning some foreign language pieces too, like some French songs, some German songs.
Yeah. You should try some mariachi music.
That's another one that
It's
I've
a whole different
never tried before.
Yeah, a whole different genre. You know, they were supposed to do a ranchero night.
They were supposed to.
Did not happen.
That's a shame. That would have been cool.
What happened with that? I guess they realized they're like,
maybe they.
We don't have anybody left that sings ranchero music.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't sound so good.
I can't imagine like some people like Chris or Eli. I can't imagine them doing like ranchero pieces. I could give it a shot. Like I've sung some Vicente Fernandez before, not that much, but I've sung a few, so maybe I could do it.
Yeah, that would have been funny. I think it would have been a good show. Eli singing Volver or something.
Hey, if anything, he would put on a good show.
He would do it.
That's the one thing he never fails on. He's always very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, he is. And just talking to him, so much energy.
Oh yeah, I'm like, he's cool. Like I'm jealous because I was like I want to have that kind of like because it was really cool when we did the sponsorship Christmas show at this little event that they had at the RGV clinic in Edinburgh, and everyone did a couple of Christmas songs. And Eli comes up and he starts doing Jingle Bell Rock and he starts like dancing around, talking with the crowd, and then a bunch of kids, little girls, like 7, 8-year-olds, they just go up behind him and start dancing, singing along to the song. And he was like, "Yeah, my little elves," and they starts dancing with them, and it was really really cool. I was like, man, I can't do that. How does he do it?
Yeah, I mean, Ezra's can learn, but there's just something when you're born with the
he's definitely
presence.
He's got that personality.
Yeah,
and if you don't have it, you could learn it, but it's gonna take some work.
Yeah. So, have you decided on what's next? What's next with music, with career? What are you gonna do?
Well, the first thing I want to do is I finally want to start like getting into production. So I've got some ideas for like original songs that I haven't really fleshed out because I have no gift for recording and engineering. And there's also just for fun, I've wanted to do covers for a long time and just posting them. Maybe do like a little cover channel on YouTube or something. Mm-hmm. There's some really good people out there. And it's like I can do that. So I want to learn that. I don't know why it's taken me so long. It's probably because I'm just I see the interfaces on some of these programs like FL or I don't even know what they use anymore. But I get intimidated. It's like, oh, there's so much stuff here. I can't learn all this. I'm not even gonna try. And then 6 months pass, and I'm like, maybe I should try. And I look at it again. I'm like, nope.
You would have learned it in 6 months.
Yeah, I know, right? It's tragic, but I do want to start now. And now that I know a few people that know about this kind of thing, maybe this time I'll finally do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I've recorded a couple songs, written some originals. I think 6 originals. I recorded 2 of them.
Nice.
Didn't really release them anywhere, but just, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's, writing your own thing. Mm-hmm. You get to really see what you got inside of you and just kind of lay it out.
Yeah. And if nothing else comes of it, it's still something cool and fun that you can do.
Yeah, like I'm a songwriter. You just
Yeah,
walk around like,
wear that on your sleeve. Be
"Yeah,
like,
what's the song?
it's like, yeah, I write music. It's like, oh, anything I've listened to? No, probably not.
Unless you broke into my phone.
Yeah, but even so, that's the next thing I want to do. As far as professionally, I probably do. I think I'll probably bite the bullet and I don't know, put some auditions out there. I'm not gonna go to New York to try for Broadway. Jesus Christ, no. That's I'm that's a really big pond, and I'm a tiny little fish.
Oh,
About like San Antonio, or like I say, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Dallas, or something, somewhere in Texas.
yeah.
I'll move out there and figure out what I'll do to eat, and just start putting some feelers out. Do some auditioning. That would be cool.
It was really great episode, but also just the show. Um, you know, I guess I can say this now, right? The show's over, but from the very beginning, around week 2 or 3 or something, I think I don't know who I was talking to. What's his name? Juan.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of discussing like who we thought the top 5 were gonna be, like from the beginning. And then pretty much the consensus was everybody had at least, for the majority of the top 3, that we could agree on. That was Shanti. She didn't make top 10.
That was, she could have, she would have. That was a fluke, and I felt
Yeah.
that was hard. That was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Everybody had Shanti up there, but you know, it just didn't happen. Aldo, and then you.
Wow.
Andrew.
I mean,
I was like, that's top 3.
I did hear a few, even Alex, because I've known Alex for a while, and when we saw each other there at the audition day, and he's like, "Are you auditioning?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, nah, screw this. I'm not even gonna try. You already won." And I'm like, "Nah, come on, man. We don't know that." But like I was confident going in. It's like, I know I can sing pretty all right. But then I heard some of the auditions, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's people are good. And then after some time, for me, my tops were like Shanti was at the top as well. She was like I was like the people that are gonna make me sweat at the end. For me, it was Shanti and Chris. Those two, I would say, were like everybody was good, but like those two were like on another level.
Yeah. Chris is really good. Yeah, I had Chris in the top 5 as well. My top 5 was Aldo, Shanti, you, Chris, and the one that I would fight people with is Eli.
Eli.
So the voice, right? Everybody's like the voice, but he's got that
X
got
factor.
it. Yeah.
Is that was a like when we were getting to the end, when it was semifinals and there was 10 of us left, and I was like, all right, who do I gotta beat? Who's my competition? Because I want to make it to the finale so I can do my friggin' Phantom thing. I was like, Chris, Michael, what was that? Chris and Aldo were like the top ones. I was like, Michael, probably, he's really good. Alice, and it's like Eli's a wild card, because like he's like, I don't know, like this. Sometimes he just surprises you.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna be good, and then like, wow, he puts on like this crazy show, and it's like, oh my god. So,
yeah. But
and he was the first one. I think he was the first one to get first place on the first night.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's what really set the tone. But yeah, no, I mean, I had you going to the finals in the beginning. I was like, this, you got the voice for it. And I said the top 2 could have gone either way. It went that way that night. But I think you still got a lot left in you.
Oh yeah,
A lot more shows, competitions.
Oh yeah. If I stop now, well, that'd just be sad because I just got started.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good show, good competition. You did an amazing job.
Yeah. Everybody did great, and I had a really good time every night. Like the only time that I was sad was the time that I almost lost, and I was really beating myself up about it. Everything else, great night, and everybody was super cool. Like all the other contestants was like, like Jonas would keep telling us, like, I think we got lucky with our first batch because you guys are something else. You guys are really like, you're great singers and talented and everything, but you're also like really cool and nice people to be around. And I agree, everybody's real cool. I'm glad we all became good friends.
Yeah, that was I guess I don't know if you call it anomaly or something, but whenever somebody would perform, the other contestants would just kind of gather around and cheer on
and just hype them up. Because I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but like whenever I would do it, and I would do it plenty, I was like, I wasn't like putting it on to be like, oh, I'm being all strategic and Machiavellian to make myself look good in front of the judges. No, it was like I was genuinely having a great time.
Yeah, it was a good time. Let's see if there's a season 2 or what else in store for any more performances.
We shall see.
But this was Los Mariachi Saga's RGV Got Talent edition. Had our second place winner, Andre de la Tejeda.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a cool, it was a good conversation.
Yeah, and we'll have more later.
Indeed.
And I will see you all later. Play this. Mariachi